Welcome to Life in Calgary, Alberta. I'm your host, Patrick Murray. Today we're talking about the latest real estate stats for the city of Calgary for the month ending November 2025. So we're into December right now, and that means our November stats are the latest stats we have for the city of Calgary. But before we do that, if this is your first time in this channel and you'd like to know everything there is about what it's like to eat, sleep, breathe, live, and play in Calgary, Alberta, then please just hit that subscribe button and click that bell so you get notified every single time I release a new video. Now, I've lived in several major centers of my adult life, settling in Calgary way back in 2001, and I've been a residential realtor here since 2010. And all this means I have some specialized knowledge about the city of Calgary and the surrounding bedroom communities. So if you are considering a move to the city of Calgary, or you're considering selling your home here, please feel free to reach out to me. Send me a text, email, or a phone call. I will absolutely get back to you. All right, guys, let's do this. Let's jump into things right now and talk about the latest City of Calgary real estate stats right after this. All right, everybody, let's jump in and take a look at the real estate stats for the month ending November 2025. We are now December, so this is the latest data we have. The next data report will be at the end of December, so we'll be into 2026 at that time. So here we are looking at November to take a quick snapshot as to what's happening in the market. So first and foremost, I just want to tell you that we always talk about benchmark pricing when we're looking at these charts, because benchmark pricing is a much more stable way of looking at pricing as opposed to average or median pricing, which can skew the data depending if if there are an unusual amount of higher end sales in a month or an unusual amount of lower price sales in a month. That could skew the data. So what this does, benchmark pricing looks at the average home in every single neighborhood, puts it together to create these charts for the city of Calgary. So let's jump in right now. Let's look at the detached properties here for the city of Calgary. And you can see the listing absorption rate here is 34%. And you can see this chart is sitting in balanced territory right now. So anywhere from 0 to 30% is a buyer's market. 30 to 50%, as you can see, is balanced. And then anything above 50% is a seller's market. So we're currently in balanced territory. Now, this 34%, how do we get that? Well, we look down at this active and sold listings. We can see there were 2,444 actives last month, with 823 of them being sold, or in other words, 34% of them. And that's how we get this listing absorption rate. So the benchmark price down a little bit from last month. We're now sitting at $733,000 for the average benchmark price of a detached home in the city of Calgary. Of course, this puts together everything, the West District, where it's well into the high nines, to, the Northeast District, where it's a lot lower. So this is the benchmark price for the whole city of Calgary. Now, this stat is down month over month by 1.53% from last month, and year over year it's down 2.15% from November of 2024. And I'm just going to show you one other chart here, just so you can see a little more clearly here. Here it is here. Here's this benchmark price. But I wanted to show you the chart for the last 10 years here. So you can see that the yellow here, or the gold, is when the prices are going down. Blue is when prices are going up. So we've been going up 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. And so far, we are above last year's prices by 1.05%. So the market has gone up year over year from last year. Now, December is yet to occur, so we will see what that brings. And you're going to see here that, in 2024, it says 748,683 was the benchmark price at the end of the year. That's putting the whole year together. Currently, we're sitting at 756,536 for the year in 2025. Again, that's putting the whole year together. So that's why it's not sitting at 733 right now. But that's what's going on with the detached sector. We're going to bounce right back here. All right. And average days on market sitting at 45 right now. Last year at this time, 34 days on market. December was 42. So we'll see what happens. October was 37 days on market. So we are trending upwards. Something to keep in mind is we do talk about seasonal softening, and this is not the chart that I wanted, but we do talk about seasonal softening that happens in our market. And that is certainly happening with the detached and the semi-detached sectors of the market. We're not seeing a big slowdown. We are seeing, it's not a correction what we're seeing with the semi-detached and detached properties. We're seeing just prices softening a bit, which happens at this time of year. Now, when we talk about some of the other sectors of market, that's a little bit of a different story. Here we are, 45 days on market on average. So now let's pop over to the semi-detached sectors of the market. You can see the benchmark price sitting at $671,700, which is down 1.67% from last month. And year over year, though, just down 0.5% from last year. So that's quite good, actually. And this has been a really strong sector of the market for Calgary real estate. And part of it buoyed by what's been happening in the inner city in particular, because there are a lot of really nice semi-detached product in that sector of the market. And people really like those. So this has been quite stable. So where does this 30% come? Well, it comes from this 546 active listings with 166 sold, or other words, roughly 30% of them being sold with the benchmark price of, with an average days on market of 46 days on market. Just going to pop over and take another look at that chart again. I'm going to look at a different chart here, guys. So bear with me. All right, so this is the semi-detached chart in a little more detail. Again, this benchmark price of 671,700. But here's what we're seeing here again. The gold is the price is coming down. Blue is prices going up. So we've been trending upwards since 2021. And here we are up 2.75% from last year. So even though the market has had a bit of a slowdown in other sectors of the market, again, just to demonstrate that the detached and the semi-detached sector of the markets have been holding their own overall. I mean, yes, there's more product on the market than we've had in previous years. Yes, it's taken a little bit longer than homes to sell, but prices are still strong in these sectors, so no need to panic. And days on market, as I said, 46 days on market on average. And now for something a little bit different. We're going to look at the row houses in any apartment sectors of the market. So row houses are townhouses, if you will. And we can see that the benchmark price sitting at 424,400 with a listing absorption of 29%, which is just into a buyer's market. So this 29% comes from the 901 actives, with just 257 of them selling last month. So that's where we get this figure from, this 29%. Month over month, this 424,400 is down 1.58% from last month, but year over year is down, hold on to your socks, guys, 6.58% from November of last year. So quite a steep drop from last year, with an average days on market of 53 days on market on average. And we're just going to go back, taking our look at these charts here. All right, here's the row houses here. You see that benchmark price of 424,400. And again, this is the chart for the year, and you can see the gold. So we've been trending down, 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 down. So this is not simply seasonal softening. Yes, some of that might be coming into play. This is much more than seasonal softening. This is a lot more product being for sale on the market, affecting prices. And we can see year over year at the bottom here, if we look at this 10-year price chart, we see 2021 to 2024 prices were increasing. But in 2025, prices really did come down, or down 2.21% from last year so far. All right, and getting back to this other chart. So now we're going to look at the apartment sector. And sorry, guys, 53 days on market on average. The apartment condominium sector. Now, this is the sector of the market that's taken the biggest hit. You can see our listing absorption here is just 18%, which is well into buyer's territory. The benchmark price at 309,300, and that's down 2.8% from last month. Again, a huge drop from last month. Year over year, down 8.44% from November of 2024. And just to demonstrate where this listing absorption rate came on, look at the amount of actives we have in the market for apartment condominiums. It's normal where we see higher amounts of detached homes normally, but these are a lot of apartment condominiums here, sitting at 1,690, nearly 1,700 actives, with just 307 of them selling last month for 18%. Now, this should give you pause if you do need to sell your condo at this time, your apartment condo. It's important to be strategically priced in the market, to be very competitive so that you can get your property sold. You really do need to stand out. It's not just presentation and marketing, but it also has to do with price. Unfortunately, guys, I'm sorry to tell you, 59 days on market on average. And we're just going to pop over and take a look at the other chart here. All right, so you can see here for the this is a little more detailed for the condominium sector here. The benchmark price is sitting at 309,300. And here we are. Check this out here. So this is the last 12 months. Last November, sitting at $337,800. Here we are at 309,300. You can see pop up in February and March, and then that downward slide all the way down to November. Is it going to end? No, I don't think it will. I think we're still going to see that it goes down a little bit more even in December. I'd be very surprised if it doesn't. You can see the price trend chart here from the past 10 years at the very bottom. You can see that prices trended down from 2016 to 2020, then popped up like the other sectors of the market from 2021 to 2024, and down nearly 3.5% from last year. Here we are in 2025. And now we'll pop back to that other chart. So, and 59 days on market on average. So a little bit of a story here, just for buyers and sellers, so everybody knows where we stand in the marketplace right now. Seasonal slowdowns in the detached and semi-detached sectors of the market. There is still opportunity here to sell. I know a lot of people, when they talk about selling, they're thinking, hey, we're going to wait until the spring market because that's when lots of buyers are out. But I want to caution you because there's a lot more detached and semi-detached homes. There's a lot more properties on the market in spring too, because everybody thinks that way. The opportunity is in the wintertime, honestly, because there's a lot of people, there's still a lot of people out there looking. The serious buyers are still out there, and you have less competition. Yes, I know there's more properties on the market right now, but we are going to see a lot more come spring. So the opportunity is now to get your home sold. Yes, you have to be a little bit strategic on price. Yes, you have to do a great job of presenting your home, and the marketing has to be there. And yes, it takes a little bit longer, but I do think that the time is in the winter. I've always said that it's always been in the winter time where it's a really good time to sell. But again, having said that, if you have to wait till spring, the market is holding quite steady in these detached and semi-detached properties. Now, the row and apartment condominiums, again, this is like a tale of two cities, if you will, for the city of Calgary, because these sectors of the market have really taken a hit, and there is definitely a correction happening there. And I think we're going to see a little bit more of that happening. Now, I think we are pretty close to where we are at the bottom. A lot of the economists that I've been listening to, and a lot of the feedback I've been getting, and looking at charts and things like that, even on the national wise, it looks like we're due to start popping up in terms of what's going to happen. We are seeing some rebounds in some other markets starting to happen already. So we do expect that's going to happen. Calgary is apparently going to be the market to watch in 2026, Alberta, but especially Calgary. So I would say there's going to be some great opportunities for people. It's not going to be doom and gloom. Are we going to be, going sky high like we did, in markets previous? I don't think we're going to see that yet. But I think we're going to see some improvement, and I think we're going to start seeing some growth happening. And rates, guys, I think we Bank of Canada has pulled on that lever as much as it can right now with tariffs. I think what you see is what you get, and it's going to maintain the rates right now. And the rate right now, historically, like if you look at long-term averages, very, very good. So we're a little bit spoiled in Canada as to what the rates were. And I know it's higher than what they were, what we've been used to, but the rates are still very good historically. So if you have questions, please feel free to reach out. As I said earlier, if you are considering a move to the city of Calgary or one of the bedroom communities, or you're considering selling your home here, please feel free to reach out to me. Send me a text, email, or phone call. I will absolutely get back to you so you can live your life in Calgary, Alberta.